Hi everyone, it's Emily. I just got back from vacation off a little island called Bald Head Island near Wilmington, North Carolina, and it was great. It has a population of about 400 people year round. There's maybe 3 or 4 restaurants to pick from. There's no cars on the island, so it was a great change of pace from big old Los Angeles. But now I'm back on the mainland and I want to talk about a little trend that's been on my radar for the past couple months and has really popped in my head since, getting back from this remote island, but it's cottagecore. So this is a very whimsical, rural inspired trend that just has me craving the peace and quiet that I really got from being off the coast of North Carolina, and it kind of reminds me of back home as well, which is rural Pennsylvania. So this trend is really the epitome of country meets city, and like any trend, it has things that I like and don't like. So today I wanted to go over what cottagecore is, what I like about it, what's not really my favorite about it, and how you can wear it. So what is cottagecore? It's basically the culmination of clothing, lifestyle, interiors, and activities inspired by living in a cottage. So you could even say it's partly a side effect of slow fashion because it favors a more intentional approach to dressing and everyday life, to be honest. It definitely gives off the air of whimsical romanticism. Some might say it even includes a pinch of practicality needed for living on like a farm or a plot of land in the middle of nowhere. I did grow up in rural Pennsylvania, practically on a farm, and I can tell you no one's wearing this stuff, but I mean, that's fashion, so it's okay. So cottagecore has been around for a couple of years now, and it probably stemmed from the COVID-19 pandemic when people were fleeing cities and opting for a more simple lifestyle, which is still happening right now, which is great. But I think it's often frequented with these models and these rose print dresses and these big puff sleeves, and it way too fancy to be, wearing to water your garden, but that's fashion. And so thank you, Instagram, for that. So with this trend, you'll see a lot of knits, like big chunky cable knits, as well as Victorian inspired intricate details. You'll see frills, eyelets, natural fabrics, so cotton and linens in pastel colors, and even some like quilted details and quilted pieces as well. So what I love about this trend is that it touches on handmade. So you see things like embroidery or hand-dyed floral prints. I would say that this trend embraces the idea of investing in timeless pieces as well as practicality. And I don't think that, in my opinion, something can be impractical and also an investment piece. So it's very true to slow fashion, and that's probably why I'm drawn to it, and the fact that it embraces a rural lifestyle, which is how I grew up. So what I don't love about this trend is maybe like certain details and certain styles about it. Like, I'm not a big fan of corsets. I think to me they were meant to be undergarments, so they don't come off as something super elegant. But I wouldn't discount them completely. I think that there's designers out there that rethink those kind of things that can make it elegant. So I wouldn't say that I, hate them or loathe them or anything like that, or I would never wear them because, fashion there's a lot of blurred lines. And another thing would be puff sleeves. I don't think that they're for everybody. If you're looking for a super flattering look or elongating look, because you have to have a certain body type. So if you're really broad-shouldered or you're straight or you're bustier, it's not always the most flattering thing. It kind of draws the eyes across your body. It makes you look a little wider. But like I said, I think that there's designers that rethink those kind of things. And it's also, fashion and making things flattering and elongating isn't always about one element. It could be, you have to look at the whole garment, but it's an element that maybe is not something that I typically am drawn towards. So how to wear it? Cottagecore is definitely one of those trends that is not just about the fashion, it's kind of a lifestyle trend. So it's also about being mindful about where you're buying your clothes, where they're coming from, which is, like I said, a huge part of slow fashion and sustainable fashion. But I did want to go over a few looks and labels that I really love. So I want to show you guys the new Genevieve dress. I had to sneak this in here. It's on my website now. I just added it pretty recently, but it's a floral print, that ditzy rose floral print that is really prominent in cottagecore, so I thought I'd share that. Sneakers and maxi dresses, like I said, cottagecore really adds in an element of practicality into fashion, so the sneakers offer that element. Also patchwork pieces, so that's also references the countryside, rural lifestyle, including like upcycling and quilting. Stan Clothing is, I'm a big fan of his stuff. He upcycles old textiles and makes jackets, and he's really got me thinking, you know, he's not even intentionally part of this trend, but his whole brand kind of fits into it, and it makes me think that, you know, this will be a timeless trend in a way, because it involves taking things from the past and bringing them to the future. And people are loving that now, and I think, why wouldn't they love that in the future if it's in these classic designs and timeless styles, which is awesome. I love that. Another brand that I really love is Olivia Rose The Label. She's a one-woman show, kind of like my brand, but she does everything handmade. She has this really beautiful floral print dress with puff sleeves, but it's a really beautiful print. I love that, so I wanted to share that. And just lots of colorful florals on blue is another great way just to sneak it into your own wardrobe. So comment below on what you are loving about cottagecore, what you think of the trend. Subscribe to my channel and click the bell to get notified when I upload new videos every other Friday. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.